Yes, but fair to it's finally the best time of the afternoon with your favorite sci-tech entertainment show, it's TOMz right here on SABC Mzansi for sure.
We are going to uncover one of the Earth's greatest mysteries, being the atmosphere. I mean, there's a tale about the sky and about space. But if we look out from the ground, we can't actually see the layer of the atmosphere that surrounds the Earth. What do you call it? And what about other things that happen on Earth's surface, like the crazy weather events, climate change?
Climate change, according to the theory, the Earth is getting hotter by the day. With these summer temperatures, on an incredible adventure into the atmosphere. Instagram. Coming up next on TOMz. We get your hair blasted back in an epic trip to the CSIR where we check out wind tunnels. Ever wanted to take a stand for something that matters? Well, Tolagabanti, how it's done from this inspirational group.
Now it seems to get way colder high on mountains than down here on the ground.
And do not fall behind. Get your weekly app fix as we explore the digital realm.
And be inspired to move up, and away with our awesome career pick for the day. So the atmosphere forms one of the layers of the Earth. Land is solid, amazi liquid, and the atmosphere is gas.
But what gas is it made up of? And here's what you guys had to say.
Hello, so I'm John.
You're feeling John?
Fresh?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Rafael.
Okay, let's see, what is atmosphere?
Atmosphere is the layer of gases, I think, around the Earth. My name Kintlantla.
What is atmosphere?
Well, I know that the atmosphere is a layer of gas surrounding the Earth.
Yeah. Okay, and why do you think we need atmosphere?
We need it in order to live, to live. It has air inside, oxygen, which is quite essential for us as human beings.
We need atmosphere because we need fresh air, right? We need rain so that there can be water.
And about altitude in Kulumangan, what does that mean?
I think height above sea level.
Yeah.
Increase in height. With decreasing temperature.
Yeah. Cool. So in mountains, there's always snow on top of the mountains, but you never find snow on the bottom of the mountain. Why is that?
I think the higher you go, the more your temperatures drop.
Yeah.
Shout out to TOMz at SABC YouTube, that's for sure.
Let's get it.
Now, on weather and climate, about many different things that influence our weather, like temperature as well as winds.
Now that we're investigating the atmosphere, all these weather-related things happen within the atmosphere.
Vapor, and sphere comes from the Greek word sphera, which means globe.
All of that will only make sense once you see this amazing graphic. Check it out.
Now, the atmosphere is like a blanket of gases that surrounds Earth and seals it off from space. It contains many gases like oxygen and nitrogen so that humans and animals can actually breathe.
Now, it also protects the Earth from the sun's radiation. Now, this is done by the ozone layer, which acts like a shield that absorbs most of the sun's harmful rays.
The atmosphere also moves and interconnects things on different parts of the planet. Wind systems move over the Sahara Desert in Africa, across the west coast, picking up lots of seawater. And then they move over to the Caribbean and dumps all the water there. Now, so the hurricane, and thankfully, Mzansi is. I'm sure wind forms an important part of our atmosphere.
Have you ever seen someone enza umoya? It is insane. So it's necessary bonela go chwepheshe bethu ukuthi bona bathini.
Your fresh boy still on the mission, but fair to say, Kubanga to forget some layers of the Earth's atmosphere. Touchdown in CSIR, what exactly is a wind tunnel? It's science technology. You and me. Let's go.
I'm Bhavya. I come from the CSIR. I studied aeronautical engineering at the University of Witwatersrand, and I am a wind tunnel test engineer in aeronautic systems competency.
Okay, so tell me, what is aerodynamics and what is the science behind it?
Okay, so So aerodynamics is a branch of fluid dynamics where we study the movement of air past a solid object, usually aircraft.
Okay, so tell me, how does the wind tunnel work?
Okay, this is a continuous wind tunnel. So it's basically a rectangular shape, but it's very large scale, as we can see. And air circulates throughout it. It circulates by the help of the compressors. And we test in this environment. The test section area is 1.4 meters by 1.4 meters. So we can test aircraft in there that are just slightly smaller than that. And the air will circulate throughout the tunnel.
What's the importance of a wind tunnel?
Okay, so it creates a safe environment to test new technologies in aircraft, which may not be safe for pilots to do flight tests or even not flyable yet. The data is predominantly used for programming autopilots in modern aircraft.
Okay. So after the data is collected, you talk about autopilot. What is that?
Autopilot's basically the way the plane can fly by itself using a certain programs that are imprinted in the aircraft. So typically, we have several wind tunnels of various sizes and various speeds. This is our largest facility, the medium speed wind tunnel. It is a continuous wind tunnel where air is passed through the tunnel and flows continuously.
So once the aircraft is inside, does it fly around the tunnel?
No. The model, also the aircraft, will remain stationary in the tunnel on the support system, and the air will move around. So the air moves around the model and at high speeds.
Okay. Where does the air come from?
Okay, usually it is either powered by powerful fans or large compressor systems.
So I can see the tunnel is huge, it's big. So where do you get the power to supply this thing to work?
Okay, so it uses a lot of power. It uses enough power to power a small city. And we basically have to ask the municipality beforehand to run the tunnel. And we can run sometimes, because of all the load shedding, sometimes we have to run in the evenings.
Okay. So can you tell us about the steps on how you test an aircraft? What happens exactly? Do you bring an aircraft, you put it inside? What are the steps?
Okay, so typically it's scaled models. So scaled models of an aircraft or any form of airframe. The models have sensors instrumented in them where we can measure the aerodynamic forces, the pressure distribution, as well as other aerodynamic characteristics.
Okay, so tell us the different components of the wind tunnel.
Okay, so the main one's basically the test section region, which is here behind us. This is where the model will be installed. And
this is basically the door.
This is the door. This big door here above us will then close, and behind us there's a big solid piece of metal that will then close, and it will be sealed off from all the air, and it's very noisy. And because it's very noisy, we sit in the control room and we do all tests from the control room.
Okay, so tell me, does the tunnel mimic the atmosphere?
In the atmosphere, the aircraft would move and through the air, whereas in the tunnel, it is a simulator where the air would flow past the model.
Okay, so tell us about running the machine at a subsonic and supersonic speed, and why is it necessary?
So the speed of sound is the distance traveled per unit time of a sound wave propagating in air. You get subsonic speeds, where subsonic is below the speed of sound, and supersonic, where it's above sonic conditions. Both airflow regimes are very different, and we need to characterize the airframe in both flow regimes. The speed of sound is about 1,236 kilometers per hour, and aircraft typically fly at about 1,000 kilometers per hour, where missiles fly about 4 to 5 times the speed of sound.
Okay. So in the wind tunnel, what atmospheric conditions do you test the aircraft?
Okay, so we can test at various atmospheric conditions as well as speeds. The speed can be varied, the pressures, the temperatures, as well as the atmospheric conditions.
Wow, what an awesome machine, guys. Kafanukling and flying in a tunnel with artificial wind.
Well, there are actually places where you can do that for fun. Got to like us interested with science. Unlike some people get distracted.
Wow, Sia, I can actually stick to science. Watch me, hey. But tonight, when we come back from the break, we hang out with some Mzansi legends who have big plans for change. About the science of the atmosphere.
Tolakabanti, what Project 90x30 is all about and how it plans to change the world, as well as what elevation actually means. Siyabuya khona manje. Hola, hola, bafetu. We are back and ready to continue another epic episode of TOMz on your screens right now, right here on SABC One Mzansi for sure.
Siphathile ngabaqulunqinkqubo ke SABC Education. Bethunani yazi namhlanje apha enkqubeni. We are investigating the mystery of all mysteries. Kuya lonke ixesha and we even breathe it but asiyiboni without going into the outer space.
Namhlanje sikhuluma ke nge-atmosphere, a blanket of gases around the earth that protect it from all kinds of izinto ezimbi.
Njalo kanye siya. Now we've seen the insane tech behind making wind artificially in wind tunnels. And now it's time for a bit of a different view on the issue.
Njengoba seshilo ngaphambilini, the ozone layer is there to protect us from harmful sun rays. Kodwa ke i-pollution caused by thina abantu is destroying that layer, letting more sun rays in.
Lonto ke bethani ithatha makaloku the earth is getting warmer until eventually we'll be hot and all dried out. Kodwa ke bethani sibulela kaloko ngqondo balapha eMzantsi Africa who have a better plan for nature.
Now, awubhekelana ke.
That's on the University of Technology. Sakuba ngetopic yethu namhlanje i-layers of the earth. Wasovakashela abaqhwepheshe basisifundisa kabanzi ukuthi singanakekela kanjani i-atmosphere yethu. It's you and me on this mission. Let's get it.
Ke nna Khopotso Palsokwati. I'm an environmental officer. I'm a volunteer mentor at Project 90 by 2030. I mentor the students at TUT on how to protect the earth, and we do dialogues, raise awareness, and advocate for the environment. Project 90 by 2030 it's an NPO that was established in 2007. We're running projects whereby we recycle, teach the youth to upcycle. We produce renewable energy, which is the digester, whereby we feed in a bottle, I can say a bottle, then we feed in organic materials like your food waste, your animal waste in it, and then we put a little bit of water, then it get decomposed by the bioorganisms, then from there it produces methane and carbon dioxide, which is your biogas that you can use to cook with it or for your lights in the house and everything. And the other product is the fertilizers that you can sell it or you can use it in your garden.
Now tell me the steps of how you can use that biogas.
You see when you're peeling in the house, those pills, you can put it in a tank and then close it off. Oxygen mustn't get inside. Then it should be an oxygen-free environment, and then put it in the sun. Then as the microorganism break it down and decompose it, then it produces that methane. Then let's say you can put a pipe that the methane can get out. Then you connect it to your house, to your natural gas stove. And then you can cook with it.
Ngichazele ke ukuthi le idea le yokusebenzisa izinto osebenzisile like the peels of vegetables ukuthi usibanise to help nature ize kanjani le idea le?
These pills, it's more prevent wet waste. And lohana wet waste they have fitla go landfill site go bala thandichila hona ke cause amagoto. That's why re ne le magoto a mantshi. So here use others we preventing that wet waste e ska ya go kontong, and then re tlo ba le re nagana gore magoto le gona tlo fokotšega.
Wasile ka malako?
Ke nna Mojaji Machete from Giyani in Limpopo.
Okay, so I'm sitshele ke ukuthi i90 by 2030 incede kanjani?
Incede kanjani? Okay, Project 90 by 2030. Actually, it brought out the real me. I love nature. Unfortunately, I didn't do a course in nature, but eventually I fell in love and I grew too much into community projects and assisting the youth since I'm young. And I know what the country depends on us, or the Mother Earth depends on us to protect it. Biogas, the one that you're talking about. Biogas, normally we go to communities in rural areas. Like they have toilets. Even toilets can generate biogas electricity. Not only the pills and all those things that we use in the kitchen. So yeah, it has opened that eye that you can make a change, or you can have a substitute to a resource that you know is going to be finished anyway.
And why ucabanga ukuthi kubalekile for abantu abasha bala eMzansi ukuthi bancedise nabo?
Because
I say like batho ba bagolo they never seen the energy where they can go out there and do a project. They can think. Banyaka someone who has that mind, that energy, you know, where there are ideas when we are together, we can do something at the end of the day. So young people, they still have that thing that they can think. But there's something like now they make things happen. So many people have the ideas, because they don't associate themselves with the right people, the right places, and whatever. Yeah.
So, what is the influence of communities on green living?
Normally, in Project 90 by 2030, we have annual projects, community outreaches where we go to schools. Our targets are young people because young people they can go out there and influence the community. Lately, they'll be complaining so if you can bring those things to them, we know what they're going to do something.
Now, altitude refers to the height of a place above sea level. Mountain tops, for instance, are further up in the sky than the beach.
So the higher you go, the colder it gets. Is because there is less pressure up there, meaning less molecules to absorb heat. Now, mountain tops are also far from the ground, so the heat released by the ground doesn't reach them.
Johannesburg and Dalstrom are the highest places in South Africa, whereas the highest mountain in Mzansi is the Mafadi, which is part of the Drakensberg. Some of the mountain peaks in South Africa even get snow in winter because of their low temperature.
South Africa is not a country that's really known for snow, but many of you might have seen it in some of the coldest winters or even on high mountain tops.
If unjalo, let us know what you thought about it on our social media platforms and
now once again, we wonder how Abantu came to know so much about a natural phenomenon. As we find out who discovered the atmosphere.
Now let's go back and forth in time with how it affects the atmosphere. Check out a few cool apps along the way and chat to our favorite fans.
TOMz.
Sanamgala futhi bafethu on Mzansi's #1 science and technology adventure show, Teenagers on a Mission.
Now, Mzansi so much about the thing that we breathe and which is the atmosphere that provides oxygen for Tinake to breathe and protect us from crazy space debris that could hit the earth.
Now, we go back in time, and we look at a very interesting career.
The atmosphere is the reason
Absolutely, I guess about this very colorful history.
In the Earth's first 500 million years of existence, gases that escaped from its core formed a dense atmosphere, which consisted mostly of hydrogen and water vapor. Now, as the water vapor condensed, the water was formed. Blue-green algae then used this water and energy from the sun to create oxygen. Now, some of this oxygen high in the atmosphere split and recombined again to form ozone, which is the layer that protects us from the sun. In the 17th century, Isaac Berkman realized that the air had real substance. Now, in 1674, John Mayo discovered that the atmosphere contained oxygen and that it supported life. Scientists are warning us that continuing this rate of pollution will increase the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. To get warmer, raise the sea level and increase threats to our health. Scientists have developed nanofibers that can take pollutants out of the atmosphere and make oxygen from it. Cool, right? Now, in other atmosphere news, recent photos of the planet Pluto have shown that this small planet also has an atmosphere, which makes scientists believe that it has a lot more like the Earth than we thought.
When you think about it, a lot of professions have to deal with the effects of wind. You need to be able to fly during windstorms, and tall skyscrapers have to be designed not to fall over.
I guess we tend to underestimate the effects of the atmosphere on impilo zethu and of climate change as well.
But look, to fall apart, there's lots that we can do. So to get you started, check out these awesome apps.
Get the excitement going with the cool end of the world scenario app ebizwa nge-Survive Global Climate Change. Kule app lana, you are a young teen in the year 2063 and you have to survive different challenges brought on you by climate change. Not only you're going to test your skills, but uzofunda kabanzi about the difference you can make right now. And also be sure to check out the Earth Explorers, a fun collection of cool Earth facts and a great way to level up your geography knowledge. And get active at www.earthhour.org.za. One of the effects of climate climate change, nokuthi how we can stand together to change the world.
Abantu abahlakaniphile ke out there are using some aspects of the atmosphere like umoya ukuthi bakwazi ukuthola ugesi.
Now this also takes the load off coal plants for electricity productions. Now those are the ones that cause pollution even kakhulu.
So how can you get into a career that's part of the solution? Now, wind turbine service technicians are professionally trained to service, maintain and repair wind turbines. They inspect them and diagnose ngenkinga as well as bayixazulule. Now, the requirements to train are NQF Level 4 in Electromechanics, Millwright, Fitter or Turner, a National Diploma in Mechanical, Mechatronics or Electrical Engineering. Now, the recommended subjects are Maths or Maths Literacy, Physical Science, and you'll learn about wind turbine electrics, wind turbine mechanics, hydraulics, rotor blade repair, wind energy technology, control systems, health and safety. Now, Lama technicians have the best view in the world. From atop wind turbines, they also work in all types of weather conditions for long periods of time.
To work at heights and do something that will really contribute to Mzansi Africa.
You never know what might happen. Now, to give you some more inspiration, have a listen to these words of wisdom.
To study aeronautical engineering, you need a very strong maths and science background. Programming as well as technical drawing is also beneficial, and it needs a lot of dedication and perseverance.
In the environmental sector, really different sectors. The legal side of it, the companies they are compliant over environmental management inspector, and then ba authorizer like ba go government sector or now to the authorization or okay le ka khona go develop mo lebeletse gore ba ka se disturb the environmental factors, ba ka disturb the rivers and everything. Then another sector you can do the monitoring, you can work independently as a business person or by an environmental assessment practitioner the monitoring or the audits for the companies. And then you can also work as an NGO, go NGO, an environmental officer, and then the policies in terms of environmental management or develop the policies.
Social stations
namhlanje ke lapha ku Facebook uTheo yena ke athi as long as kibona lona fela ke monati the science samzansi.
Ha uthini uTheo uThomonati. Suka man uma ke nina bethu nifuna uTheo. Sikhona ku Facebook TOMz, sikhona ku Twitter @TOMz_SABC_1, sikhona ku Instagram @TOMzTV _SABC1. Now with that said, siyasithini
keep tweeting. If lapha ekhaya kusanombuzo or you just want to give us a shout out, you can visit it www.tomz.co.za or ungaya kuma Facebook and Twitter pages.
That we live inside the atmosphere, so we have to take care of it. We trust that you guys will do your best. But for now, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Next time on TOMz.
We learn all about what it takes to survive.
We learn about a new tech that makes living in the city a bit safer. Excited yet? Then tune in to TOMz every Monday and Tuesday at SABC Upper SABC1 Mzansi for sure.